sorry. Just get the piss out of me. Hey guys, it's Double Jack and welcome to my latest episode of the Stardust Crusaders summaries and reviews that I do. This one today is about episode 28, Anubis part 1. So I'm going to get to my review later. As always, my summary. So we start in the hospital that we left off in the Oingo Boingo episode, where we see Kakurin with bandages over his eyes because, of course, Seb attacked him and cut his eyes. But he's like, no, I had a problem like that when I was a kid. It's okay, don't you worry. You go on ahead, it's all cool. So, as they head out, of course, we see them travelling along a boat on the Nile. And it's normal. Then we get to meet the next, well, one of the next stand users. And we meet Chaka. And Chaka is basically travelling with a group of people that are treating him like shit, basically. And they come across this sword, and he's like, wow, what's that sword? And all these people are like, they take it from right in front of him, and they're like, wow, look at this, wow, it looks like a Japanese katana. I'm going to take it. I wonder how much it's worth. Let's open it. Can't unsheath it. What about you? And they start taking it together. They can't do it, and the guy's like, oh, and it cuts his hand, even though it was not unsheathed. And he's like, ah. It's like, what's the matter? And then you see, you know, he keeps on yelling at Chaka, like, shut up, shut up, shut up. And Chaka's just like, can I just take it? And they're like, whatever, just do whatever. And he's like, shoo. He's got like cool pose that I like, shoo, like that. And they're like, wow, oh, you finally took it out. How the hell did you do that? And he's like, I just pulled it out. They're like, give it to me. And then you can hear, like, you can see like the darkness growing along it. And he's like that. And he's like, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Come on, come on, come on. And then it like slips out of his hand. It slips out of his hand, and it's like, and stabs the guy basically in the chest, and he's like, ah. And this other guy's like, what the hell are you doing? What's going on? What the hell are you doing? And it kind of like pops out of his chest and goes through the guy, and we see the first kind of more censored cut as it goes through the head, like the black censor and the blood spurting out, or mostly the black censor part, and he falls victim. And so when he picks up the sword again, Chaka hears the voice of the next stand, which is Anubis, another Greek god, Egyptian god. I don't know why I said don't know why the hell I said Greek. It's Egyptian, and it's Anubis. And you hear Anubis basically like, I am the Cardius who use this. Anubis, fuck's wrong with me? You have picked up my sword, and so you will be, you're under my control, kind of thing. Not really under control, but you are mine, my subordinate, kind of thing. And so, he takes out his sword, he's got the sword, and Chaka kind of changes like before. He's like, my name's Chaka, please, can I take the sword? And now he's like, my name is Chaka, can I take the sword? And he's given this power, so he changes, of course, he's being kind of semi-possessed by Anubis. The next thing we see is Polnareff, and he gets his map. And they're like, this is a map to treasure and awesomeness and blah, blah, blah. And Polnareff's like, in half. See why I can tell that this treasure map was fake? It's because it's made of shitty paper and I can just tear it in two, try again. Where the hell is everyone? Especially Iggy. I've got this coffee gum here. And then we see Iggy just jump, grab it, and run off. So Polnareff runs after him, and we see him run and go, where is he? And you see Chaka, like this, with Anubis. Then Polnareff and Chaka are walking side by side, and then Polnareff knows already. He's like, yeah, there's a stand user. I know it. The next thing you know, they're having a battle. Now, in this part, I know I'll do my review later, but I just want to say the 3D parts in this were pretty cool, where you see a silver chariot run around a pillar to attack. Like, that was pretty cool. I like that. Anyway, they're attacking, they're fighting each other, and then you get to a part where he's like, Polnareff's like, okay, I'm going to stay behind this pillar and attack him. And then, you see Chaka go, and he's like, where the hell did he go? I can't sense him. What's going on? And he cuts through the pillar, and he's like, what the? And it cuts his, his chest through the shirt. Like, the shirt's fine, his chest. Like, then it goes to adverts. There were a lot of Dragon Ball Xenoverse adverts. I know that comes out next week. I've got a poster here. And that comes out next week. But they were really pushing it because, well, the anime is sponsored by Namco Games, like fair game. Anyway, next when it comes back, of course, we get the Anubis, Stand Master, Chaka. You know, like that. I mean, there are more Stand Masters, but we'll get to that later. And when he comes back, we see them fighting again, and it's more kind of like Chaka has the offensive. Polnareff jumps on one of the pillars, and he's like, where is he, where is he, where is he? Chaka's on the pillar, pulls it down like that. It's like, no, and you think, oh, Polnareff, no, you've got to jump out of the way, what are you going to do? And then Polnareff just goes, oh, there, I'm going to get you. And basically just fires his rapier's like blade, bounces off a pillar, and goes right into the neck of Chaka. And of course, well, basically kills Chaka and drops the sword. So the sword's on the floor and everything. You see Polnareff go to it and like, wow, this is a really nice sword. What is this? So he can actually unsheath it, and he's like, whoa, you know, this is a powerful sword. It's a nice looking sword. This is lovely, just like in the manga. Well, everything's like the manga. There's a few things that are different. And so he's like, whoa, this is really nice. And then you get, and of course you get, like, everyone comes along, like Joseph and Jotaro and everyone come along, or minus Kakyoin, of course. And it's like, what's the matter? What happened? Are you okay? And he's like, yeah. And you've got Iggy constantly barking at the sword. You know, like, yeah. It's like the kind of thing you would think, though. It's like a dog would bark at something evil, whereas, like, in real life, there's, you know, that whole thing about animals and spirituality, like dogs barking at ghosts. I'm so happy I don't have a dog at this current time, because ghosts freak me out. Anyway, now you know what freaks me out. Basically, he goes on to the next part, in which he's really wondering, like, I have this sword. He can't pull the sword out later, and he's like, oh, well, I'll take it with me. And then later on, he tells the story, like, I think that it's actually, the sword is actually Anubis. And everyone's like, yeah, you should hand it over to the proper authorities or police or something, just to hold somewhere so no one takes it out. And, yeah. In the end, he's like, yeah, I should. And you got Iggy, like, getting really pissed off. You know, I should do Iggy's voice. I could do that. I could go, and so after that happens, Polnareff goes to have a shave and, you know, like, get his hair cut a little bit. And he's at the barber's. And you see the barber owner, or rather, maybe not the owner, but the person at least servicing Polnareff. Jotaro's sitting there, kind of like slowly falling asleep, and Polnareff's getting shaved. Like, Polnareff goes, could you take my sword and like place it over there, please? Because I want it, you know, I don't want it to be in the way. And he's like, yes, of course, sir, like normal. And he places it, and you know, he starts fluffing up, and it's got that like ominous music, like, oh shit, something's coming. And he's doing, you know, he's making up like the froth basically, and he's like on Polnareff, and Polnareff's like ready to get his shaving, and he's like turns his head, and you're like, okay, maybe not. And then suddenly Polnareff's like, I wonder what's going on. Opens his eyes, and you see the barber, who is Khan. You get it? Chaka Khan. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, has got the Anubis sword up to his neck, like, I am the stand user Anubis. No, like, I use Anubis, the stand user, and he's got the sword next to his neck, and he's like that. And Jotaro's fallen asleep already, and it's like, to be continued. I will look at I haven't actually looked at my notes once, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with myself there. We do actually learn that the voice for Anubis is Yasunori Matsumoto, if you do know his work. I'm not a big anime guy. Like, JoJo is the main anime I watch. I used to watch a lot of anime when I was younger, and I used to know a lot of voice actors. Like, in the All-Star Battle, all the voice actors from that, I do know the majority of them, which is pretty cool. But other than that, when it comes to like just normal anime actors, anime voice actors, I don't really know a lot. But basically, Anubis, Yasunori Matsumoto, Chaka is Anri Katz, and Khan is Hidenari Ugaki. Okay, so anyway, this was part 1, part 2 is coming up next, and I don't like to spoil. I mean, I spoiled this episode, but I won't spoil the next one, because I mean, people have either watched that and watched mine, or they just want to get a summary. I've done a very quick summary compared to what I normally do. because it wasn't really an eventful episode. The fights were as short as I made them out to be, and there wasn't a lot to this episode, and that's fair game because it's more storytelling rather than fights, rather than like Oingo Boingo, which could be done in an episode. But we'll see more. Don't know why I did that. But yeah, it was, okay, my review, I like Chaka. Chaka's my favourite possession. You know, we've seen Khan is a possession. You'll see more in the next episode. But my favourite possession was Chaka. I just thought Chaka really fit it. It looked really cool. Like with the ponytail and the really seriousness. Like for me, oh, can I have the sword? To the next thing, he's like, and having this awesome skill with it. And yeah, I generally thought that was a really... The episode was fun. It had a lot of story behind it, and the 3D part, where, like I said before, with silver chariots fighting, was really fun. But my favourite, to be honest, was the previous episode of this one. I preferred Oingo Boingo still to this. Part 2, I know what's coming up. Well, I know what's coming up in every episode, but I know what's coming up next, and I may prefer the next episode over this one, to be honest. But who knows? Let's see what they do. It was mostly a storybook one with a little bit of a fight, and yeah. The voices, yes. I felt that I could, you know, Chaka's voice, it fit him. Anubis' voice, it definitely fit Anubis' voice. And Khan, I really didn't think of a voice for Khan, really. I mean, what do most people know him from? They know him from, you know, they know Chaka, both Chaka and Khan from the JoJo game on PlayStation and Dreamcast, both of them. But yeah, apart from that, there's not much to talk about, really. I mean, the voices were perfect as they are in this episode. But yeah, anyway, that was my summary and review of episode 28. Next episode, episode 29, Anubis Part 2. Of course, I'm going to cover that next week. So, everybody, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode summary review. Also, check out the Eyes of Heaven demo of JoJo on the PlayStation 4. It's PlayStation 4 only, no PlayStation 3. You can download it from yesterday until whenever, and it's pretty fun. I mean, it's easy, but it's pretty fun. So anyway, thank you guys, take care, and I'll see you next time.